I'm John Henderson. I'm Assistant Chief with Torrance Fire Department, and we're using the Atom product from Deccan. We implemented Deccan at Torrance when we began our accreditation journey. Part of our new fire chief's philosophy was we needed to be on a path of continuous improvement, and part of that path was seeking accreditation. When we began to seek accreditation, we realized that we had a gap in our data, and we needed to make our data accurate, validated, and verifiable by outside auditors. So we partnered with Deccan and started tracking response performance and really providing that feedback and information to our company officers to try to improve total response time. Well, I think when we first began to share the data with the company officers, we were a little bit surprised. We thought we were really good, and what we found out was we were not as good as we thought we were. So we tried to capitalize that and capitalize upon that information, and we really tapped into the competitiveness of the fire captains and the officers, and we started sharing the information across all shifts so we could see how individual units were performing. And as a result, we've dropped our total response time almost by 1 minute. Before Deccan, we did deal with data, and I'm proud to say that our data that we had before was actually extremely accurate. We did consider outliers. We have an excellent senior business analyst who was I'll call her a data guru. Unfortunately, her time is very valuable. She does a lot of things for us. And for me to get the information out of her took a lot of time. Using Deccan, it's extremely user-friendly. Fire chief like myself who can count to 4 can actually use data. And I say count to 4 because that's what it takes for us to get a vote at City Council. And so we've used Deccan to get votes in our favor so that we can better serve our mission. One of the things about Atom is it will verify and validate what you already know. So we knew we had a gap in our ALS coverage at the south end of our town. We didn't have a rescue there, which is typically how we cover. So when we used the Atom maps and the analytics behind it, had a short discussion with some of the decision makers in the city, and we quickly upgraded that engine company to a full paramedic engine company. So with that, we've improved our response time for ALS at that end of town more than 2 minutes on the positive side. You know, in Southern California, we have these major wildfires. We don't have a wildland threat in our city. And so the Santa Ana winds don't necessarily create an undue risk in the city of Torrance, but our neighbors have that threat. And traditionally we'd hold resources in Torrance because we were worried about the risk to our citizens who are paying our bills. We were able to use the optimizer tab in the Atom, and we were able to identify that we could actually take some risk and send additional resources to help our area partners. And that was through the analytics and some marketing that was done and some politics. But having that data and being able to tell the story in simple terms to a council and the decision makers really makes a big difference. Yeah, I think just the backwards looking, the CAD analyst portion of what was, I think is what Deccan likes to call it, how you performed historically within planning zones, by hour a day, call nature. We were able to break all that down and produce our performance charts, which translated directly into our community risk assessment standards of cover, which is a core document of accreditation. And when the site visit team, the peer assessors arrived on scene, we were able to provide that data in written format, but then I was also able to go to the computer and they spot check. Can you reproduce what you have produced in your documents? Can you show me how you came up to that conclusion? I was able to easily reproduce it.